Hello and welcome to Grand Slam Galaxy Playday number 11. I am your commissioner, Willie or Won't He, here for another fine day of baseball. Sadly, Silver Lily is unavailable today due to scheduling concerns, but I swore. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I forgot to turn the audio back up. That's my bad. I swore to myself and all the other players that we would actually finally move towards finishing this season. So we're marching ahead. I'll miss you, Silver Lily, but hopefully she will be back next Playday. In the meantime, let's take a look at our standings. Head into the last 4 Playdays of the season. Right now, the Rotten Eggs stand on top of the league with 8 wins and a plus 24 run differential. The Flowers and the Monsters not that far behind, both with run differentials healthily over 20 and with 7 and 6 wins apiece. You can almost bet that 2 of those teams will be taking those bye slots in first and second place in the league for the regular season, but we'll have to see. There's still plenty of time for a late season collapse, as we all know, and we don't really know what's going to happen with 4 Playdays left to go. This scoreboard is very much up for grabs. Now, in the middle of the pack, we have the Wilds and the Monarchs, both sitting at a 500 win percentage. The Wilds with a minus 10 run differential, the Monarchs with a minus 27. After some bad losses earlier in the season, but still managing to bound back up to that 5-5 win-loss record. The Infernos sit right behind them in our last playoff spot in 6th in the league right now at a 4-6 win record and a minus 16 run differential. Then we have the Danger Zone with 4 Playdays left. As a reminder for our system, top 6 teams make playoffs, top 2 teams get a bye. That means 7th and 8th place in the league standings at the end of Playday 14 will unfortunately not make it to the postseason. Right now, that is the Scrambled Eggs with a 3-7 win-loss record and only a minus 1 run differential, unfortunately, sadly losing the positive run differential back in 7th place just last Playday due to shenanigans with the Rotten Eggs, which will haunt me until I die. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Playday number 10. And finally, in last place right now, Diddy Kong's Revenge sits at a 2-8 win-loss record and a minus 21 run differential. With 4 Playdays left, still very possible for them to make playoffs, but they need to win out from here if they want to feel any level of comfort before Playday 14 ends. They really have no room left for error. Talking about our games today, what can you expect as we head into it? Well, our first game of the day will be the Scrambled Eggs in that 7th place slot versus the Flowers in 2nd place. This will be an interesting game, as of course the Scrambled Eggs need every win they can get to climb back up into playoff standings, whereas the Flowers are trying to battle back for that first seed slot. If they lose it, they could be at risk of being knocked out of a bye slot altogether. So both teams need a win. Definitely higher stakes for the Scrambled Eggs though. The Flowers, though, with home field advantage, will be taking us to Luigi's Mansion, where their sluggers have been known to dominate before, so we'll have to see how the game works out for both of these teams. Our second game of today will be the Monarchs versus the Rotten Eggs. If the Rotten Eggs win it, then they will comfortably stay on top of the standings and possibly inch closer to leading the league in run differential, a title that the Monsters have held since Playday number 1. However, the Monarchs are also in a bit of a precarious position. They're 5-5 right now. They're not in the most precarious position, but any losses hurt, and being on the bottom half of the scoreboard right now and with a worst run differential in the league, any losses here mean that a tiebreaker becomes almost impossible for them. They need to make playoffs based purely on win-loss differential. That tiebreaker, the run differential, cannot be what they rely on. Our third game for today will be the Infernos versus the Monsters. Oh, by the way, that Monarchs Rotten Eggs game. Home field advantage goes to the Rotten Eggs. They're taking us to Warrior City in the daytime. The Infernos and Monsters are our third matchup of the day. That's the 6th place team versus the 3rd place team. Mirror records at 6-4 versus 4-6. Definitely a different path that they've taken there. The Monsters... Excuse me. Nope, there's going to be one more. I'm alright. The Monsters held the top spot in the league up until very recently, losing it to the Rotten Eggs, and have been on a 2-game losing streak. They need a win to get back into those bye slots. Of course, it'll be terrifying for any team that has to play against the Monsters in the quarterfinals if they don't get a bye slot, and I believe that they should basically be guaranteed. Technically, it's possible for the Monsters to not make playoffs, but I think that they just have to win like one more to guarantee it. So, Monsters definitely want to get back into that bye slot, though. Every game that you don't have to play in the postseason is a game 1. And the opposite side, the Infernos are at the most risk of falling into those elimination slots. 3rd and 6th place are interesting mirrors to fight each other in. Both these teams need these wins, but again, much like the Flowers versus the Scrambled Eggs, the Infernos are the team that need it more. Though the Monsters with home field advantage take us to Daisy Cruiser at night. In our last game of the day, the rivalry to end all rivalries. It's the Donkey Kong Wilds versus Diddy Kong's Revenge. The Revenge have gone undefeated versus the Wilds so far this season, and they need every win they can get in order to make playoffs. The Wilds sit in a bit of an awkward spot. They're 5-5, so they can take a loss right now, and I said before, when they were at the bottom of the league starting off, that they were not a bottom of the league team. Happy that they proved me right there. But the Wilds will have to play for pride. They've never been in the Diddy Kong's Revenge. Not in the preseason, not in the regular season. And the Revenge have home field advantage and have chosen to take us to Bowser's Castle, which is a hard stadium for anyone, but you could argue benefits the Revenge with their more defensive-focused play style. The bigger stadium should help them out. Can the Donkey Kong Wild secure a crucial win to keep them in pretty safely in the playoffs and deny the Revenge a chance to make it there? Or will the Revenge complete at least one Revenge tour, winning every single game they play against the Wilds in both the pre and regular season? We will head now to our first game of the day after I remember this time, praise me, to take down the standings. Let's talk about the Scrambled Eggs and the Flowers. Now, I already did a bit of a preamble here. The Scrambled Eggs and the Flowers both need these wins, although one of them needs it a bit more. The Scrambled Eggs sitting in that 7th place slot. Every single win is crucial to get them back into a postseason contention slot. Hell, they're only one win now behind the Infernos. So if they win and the Infernos lose, the Scrambled Eggs will, for now at least, be in position to make the postseason. And with the Infernos against a harder opponent, now's the time to make a win. However, that's difficult to do when the team you're playing against is the Flowers, which have been the most consistently dominant team that we've seen so far. I understand that the Monarchs are in first, but keep in mind that that's almost no doubt, actually 100% no doubt, off 2 very, very stolen wins versus the Monsters. I can't wait for the Monsters to sweep the Monarchs in the postseason. But the Flowers have shown us a level of happy consistency throughout this entire season, I would say, so far. I will once again praise the Luigi Daisy pitching core that they start out with. King K. Rool continues to have a breakout season with that starred power, proving that he is a monster in the batting box. On the other side, the Scrambled Eggs, well, they've swapped up their roster a little bit, going back after last Playday to their roster on the field 2 Playdays ago, and not really messing with their batting order either after that. The biggest change from 2 Playdays ago is swapping their star power onto King Boo, who will continue to be a key hitter for them inside of Luigi's Mansion. I would watch out for the danger, the surprising danger, of Blooper into Wiggler into King Boo, If Blooper and Wiggler get on base, King Boo could very easily start knocking big home runs. That could be a lot of the scoring power for this team. Petey Piranha also, well, a little inconsistent, continues to be a key scorer for the Scrambled Eggs. We'll have to keep an eye on the Plant to see if he's able to put runs up in this crucial game. Big players to watch. King K. Rool will obviously always perform pending disaster, so I'm looking at the Flowers 6, 7, 8, Baby Luigi, Red Yoshi, Baby Daisy. Surprisingly effective batters throughout the season, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on them to see how they perform, because if the Flowers can put runners on base throughout the last half of their batting order, well, they're basically unstoppable. For the Scrambled Eggs, I'm going to be keeping an eye on Petey Piranha, who was a little bit inconsistent as we've seen. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on that 8, 9, first in the batting order lineup that I called out. I want to see big plays from this team because Luigi's Mansion is a dangerous field to bring Flowers to, for the Flowers to bring you to, and the slugging has to keep up if you want a chance. We'll find out, of course, how all that goes as we head into the first game of Playday number 11. The Scrambled Eggs need this win in order to get... let me try taking that one again. The Flowers need this win to try to stay for a bye into the postseason. The Scrambled Eggs need this win in order to make it into the postseason at all. We'll see how these teams both play as we head to Luigi's Mansion. Thank you, Fab. I'm very proud of you. Okay. Come on, Luigi. You got the most home field advantage that you possibly could. And King Boo won't capitalize on it either. We see extra star power on King Boo, meaning he can swing for the fences, but a quick ground out is how the Scrambled Eggs will start off this game. The next few batters aren't known for their power. We'll see if Cookie is able to get on base herself. Swing at number 2, but Critter makes the second diving play, this time catching the ball out of the air for out number 2. Will the Scrambled Eggs start up, 3 out? Well, that's up for Yellow Yoshi to decide. Not the strongest batter, the Yoshis, as we all know, but Cyclone pitch from Luigi, smacked, and Daisy does not have the limberness that her shortstop counterpart has. She's not able to snag that ball, and that's a single. Not completely kept off the bases of the Scrambled Eggs at the top of the first, but Baby Peach's hit, caught out by Daisy, means that's all they get. Alright, not the best inning, but there's 8 more to go, and they can take a little bit for teams to warm up. I know for a fact that, looking at the Scrambled Eggs roster, I expect the latter half of their roster to be the really scary part. So, being a single, not terrible. The Flowers, we definitely expect a hotter start, but Captain Daisy caught out on a ground out to shortstop Captain Yoshi immediately. Can Luigi get on base? No. Also the shortstop coming into play. There's another ground out. So it'll be all up to Luigi to see if the Flowers can avoid the 3 up, 3 out problem. Big pop. It's not going out of the park. There is a power block on the item deck, but the players get there in time. The power block is actually blocked by Grave, but I don't think it would have made it there in time regardless. Hell, it might have hit Wiggler on the way over. But both teams, nothing in the first. That's fine. We expected a lot of damage from the Flowers in the bottom of the second because Critter and King K. Rool are coming up. Captain Yoshi, though, safely with a single thanks to a little bit of shell interference. That's rare to see on an infield play. Can capitalize. She'll watch the first pitch. Second pitch. Contact is a good line drive. Pow block interferes with Baby Daisy. I think Yoshi hesitated to see if that was going to be caught out, and that pow block might have actually saved him. Alright, Petey Piranha, I called you out at the start of this game. Can you be the big slugger that the Scrambled Eggs need? No, it's a slap. That's going to at least load the bases. Yoshi's running for it after Baby Daisy misses the ball, and the Scrambled Eggs are off to a lead. That was a well-aimed shot from Petey Piranha exactly when he needed it. I don't think the Grave interfered with Baby Daisy, but I would definitely have to check the replay again. Still, with no outs, the Scrambled Eggs are in a good position with a runner on third. If Blooper can take a hit here, charges, contact, but no, that's foul. So 2 strikes on the man. That's a lot of pressure for the little squid. Will we see the best strikeout animation in the game? Not this time. Petey Piranha, though, caught out at second by Critter making the diving catch. He quickly turns it over to first for the double play. That means that it goes from very comfortable to not so much. Will the runner be stranded on third? Not if it's up to Mr. Consistency, who slaps it out to the outfield. Ooh, 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 safely makes it back home. And that's a single for Wiggler to bring in the second run for the Scrambled Eggs. And the going gets toughs. Wiggler gets going. And King Boo comes back to the plate. A very successful top of the second for the Scrambled Eggs. Though we'll see and compare how much effort the Flowers have to put in versus how much effort the Scrambled Eggs have to put in. A big hit from King Boo caught by Baby Daisy in center field will end this inning. Promising play, I would say. I was a little bit worried about some of the weaker hitters in the second half of the Scrambled Eggs lineup, but they did their jobs marvelously. Now let's see how the big hitters on the Flowers lineup do. If Critter can get on base, Kale has been known to make Luigi's Mansion's playground before. Critter wants more than to get on base, but Blooper will get under that one. No! Misses it by an inch. It touches down, and Luigi's Mansion tight outfield leads to a safe double from Critter. King K. Man on second, charges. You could be a betting man and bet on a tie game off just this, and well, look at that. Can Wiggler and King Boo make it in time? Will it matter? No, that ball is out of here. I talked about the amount of effort needed to be put in for those 2 runs, and the Flowers prove they don't need the full roster to do it. Critter and K. are good enough on their own to tie this game. But can they take a lead? Well, that will depend to Baby Luigi, Red Yoshi, and Baby Daisy. The front of the lineup got 3 up, 3 out. Can the back half be a little bit more consistent? Well, that's a good start with Baby Luigi hitting a single. Alright, now we turn to Red Yoshi. Again, weirdly enough, probably one of the most consistent Yoshis that we've seen in this league in the batter's box. Not that time, though, as Yoshi not only catches the ball, but throws it to first for the double play. Baby Daisy now faces 2 outs. Charges, contact. That's a well-aimed shot. Wiggler needs to scramble to get it. It won't be an inside the park homer this time, Baby Daisy. You need a different disruptive field in order to do that. But we'll see if JC is able to bring the runner on second home. Leading run in position to run back. A grounder. Gets to center field and puts runners on the corners. No time for Baby Daisy to run home off that. But can normal Daisy bring her home? The end of the Daisy chain. She had a little bit of trouble in inning number 1. Runners on the corners, big charge, line drive, that'll be foul. Let's see how she does on attempt number 2. Big charge again, she wants it, but she knocks it right to Yoshi, but the shell is there in time. Ooh, 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 can pick up that one, but not fast enough to fire to first. It's an RBI single for Captain Daisy, and the Flowers gain a 1-run lead. Luigi, with a little bit of help from the disruptive outfield, gets an RBI single of his own. After earlier damage stunned Blooper in left field, Yoshi missing that by an inch. And now the Flowers get a 2-run lead. There's still a runner in scoring position with Daisy on, and Luigi able to bring us back to Critter K. Batter number 9 for this inning. The Scrambled Eggs need to get out of this now. Hit caught by Yoshi in that shortstop position, and a sigh of relief sweeps through the Scrambled Eggs fans. Still though, the Flowers will be restarting their batting exactly where they left off when we get back to them in the bottom of the Cookie? Oh god, Cookie's a ghost! Oh god, I knew she was old, but I thought we had a little bit more time. Oh yeah, I didn't realize the power block couldn't affect Blooper. God, thank you, Silver Lily. I miss you every second I have to cast alone. Right now, Yellow Yoshi facing down Luigi, though, after that ball got caught out in left field. Again, Critter making a dive to get the runner out, and Baby Peach, well, she'll have to stand tall as batter number 5 in order to give the Scrambled Eggs a hope of scoring in the third. Hit goes to right field, but Red Yoshi is there, and that's 3 up, 3 out against the Scrambled Eggs. Now they have to prove themselves defensively. The Flowers already hold a 2-run lead. Can they expand on it? Critter and K will say, probably. You gotta worry. And it's another line drive from Critter, but this one caught out by Blooper, who scrambles to it just in time. The grave was disrupted, so we gotta look for grounders to left field to be a problem, but now, can K. Rool be stopped like Critter was? Fastball to the outside, it's a big hit, but I don't know. No, that's still up there. No! Wiggler snatches it! I really thought that one was gone, but no! I gotta see this. How close was this catch? It's so hard to tell from the audio alone, and the replay doesn't do us any favors either, but I'm pretty sure that was the height, maximum height that Wiggler could reach. Saving their team from a, well, bigger deficit. Now Baby Luigi is up. And unfortunately, the 3 out couldn't be completed. Baby Luigi gets a single. And Yellow Yoshi starts to feel the wear on that arm. It's not just about ending the inning for the Scrambled Eggs. It's about keeping Critter and K. Rool off the batter's box for as long as possible. And a nice throw to first place by second base player. Is enough to end that inning. Alright, Captain Yoshi, you've done well in the shortstop position. Can you start off the offense for this team? If Yoshi and both get on base, that'll be good news for Petey Piranha. The line drive caught by Baby Daisy just a couple inches before that hit, well, pay dirt. Faces the slider and gets good contact, but again, not able to avoid these outfielders. Baby Daisy and Baby Luigi reeling those in. Petey Piranha has no friends on, but he's still going for a good-sized hit. But no, again, the outfielders in perfect position to snag that one. 3 up, 3 out for the Scrambled Eggs. Not just 3 up, 3 out, but 3 up, 3 out in what you would hope would be one of the more devastating sections of their, well, offense. Now, the Scrambled Eggs face the Daisy chain. Baby Daisy first up to bat. Well, shows just how good she is at aiming. Beautiful shot out to center left field. Gets her a single. As Yellow Yoshi continues to tire. I wouldn't hate seeing him be changed down the bottom of the 4th. That's not terrible for the Scrambled Eggs. JC pops it. And, well, aims it perfectly again. I don't know what it is with these Flowers' aim. Knowing exactly where to shoot it. End of the Daisy chain, Daisy herself. Runner on first, runner on second. Chance to expand the Flowers league with every hit. That's weak, though. Yoshi pitches it to second. Throws it to first. That's a double play. But there is a runner on third. Alright, Luigi, I've made a lot of fun of you recently. Can you bring in a runner from third safely? No! Though I don't think it's his fault that time. Yoshi snags it. And successfully stops the Flowers from scoring in another inning. Of course, they will be facing Critter K. Rool next inning, but that's some heroic plays. Now at the top of the 5th, we're back to the section of the batting order for the Scrambled Eggs, which, well, if you're hoping for them to win, you're really betting on, for me, Blooper, Wiggler, King Boo. I wouldn't say betting on them. That's not fair. I would say that Yoshi into Petey Piranha is another dangerous trio of hitters. But with the Wiggler also being caught out by Critter, it's up to Mr. Consistency. First pitch is a strike. Charge is not what you expect from Wiggler, but it does successfully hit the ground before Baby Daisy's able to get a glove on it. And Wiggler does the job regardless, getting a single. King Boo, starred power. Can you get a big hit here? Curveball. God, that was a strike? Curveball from Luigi for strike number 1. Second one goes to Critter again. And the lack of errors today making up for last Playday maybe, as Critter is keeping his glove on all of these. And the scrambled eggs are shut down again. Now for the flowers. Probably the most terrifying 3 batters to see in a row. Yellow Yoshi needs to get an out on Luigi here. But King Boo just doesn't move for it. Misses it. And that's a double. 4. Well, the new Mr. Consistency. Yellow Yoshi stays on the mound versus Critter. It was a big catch by left field last time. This time, though, Critter just donks it. And Luigi's running for home, where he will be caught out. Cookie snags it. And a base running error. Not expecting the tag team play from Wiggler and King Boo. Helps out the flowers when they need it. Sorry, the scrambled eggs when they need it. But they still need to stop K-Rool. 1 home run to his name. The second one was not a home run by a matter of inches. Yellow Yoshi needs to find his way past K-Rool. And Petey Piranha successfully turns the double play after catching a bad hit by K-Rool. And it's perfect news for the scrambled egg, shutting down the flowers at the exact batters the best to do it. But they're still down by 2. They just need to pull out 2 runs in order to tie this game. Low scoring so far is good news for the scrambled eggs. Cookie with an excellently aimed shot. The Boo could be devastating, and it is. Baby Daisy and Baby Luigi don't know where to look for that one. And that turns it to a double. Alright, scoring position immediately off the first batter. Yellow Yoshi's done a great job on the mound. Can they follow up that success in the batter's box? Luigi pitches. Yellow Yoshi wants a big hit. They're charging early. No? Slap. Daisy will catch up that one for an out, but Cookie advances to third. Fair trade, I'd say, for scrambled eggs. Can they cash in? Baby Peach would have to be the player to do it. She'll watch the first pitch. Second pitch. Another strike. Come on, Baby Peach. Outside pitch from Luigi is dangerous. Curveball turns it to the middle, though. And no, Daisy dives to snag that one. And Cookie's forced to stay on third base. Alright, it'll all come down to Captain Yoshi. Can he bring that runner home and turn this into a 1-run game? Smacks it immediately, but again, Daisy slides to catch it, and no. The scrambled eggs won't get anything this inning either. Luigi staying fearless on that mound. The Flowers, though, not exactly the strongest batting section of their lineup, as Yellow Yoshi continues to stay on the mound through the bottom of the 6th. At least the start of it. Baby Luigi, though, with an excellent hit. The Ghosts do interfere with a Wiggler, but it would have been a single either way. Take the man off the mound. He's so tired. There we go. Yellow Yoshi swapped out, and Captain Yoshi is brought in as the relieving pitcher. Got it. The word Yoshi has already lost all meaning. But Yoshi pitching to Yoshi after Yoshi stepped off the mound. Hits it weak, and the throw to Yoshi lets the double play as Yoshi gets out at first. And that's good news for the scrambled eggs. Baby Daisy now, 2 outs against her team. If the scrambled eggs can lock down this defense, and it looks like they will as Baby Daisy grounds out. No! Bad chemistry with Petey Piranha leads to a bad throw. Baby Peach isn't able to make it. And that'll let Baby Daisy get safely onto first base. What could have been an excellent end to the inning, well, it only goes 1 player longer. I swear I've made that exact joke before. It's a pretty obvious joke, but I'm going to keep making it. Okay, scrambled eggs. Your chances are running out. 3 opportunities left. You need 2 runs. Ooh, ooh, ooh. With a good hit out to left field, but again, Baby Luigi's in perfect position. Those fast babies make great outfielders. Petey Piranha, we've called him inconsistent. Hasn't shown up yet. A big hit, though. No, that's not fair. Petey Piranha actually hit a great hit in the 2nd to start bringing some of those runs in off a slap. Well, and a big swing there goes foul. All right, Petey. Outside pitch. catches it. That one's fast. That one's high. Can Baby Luigi and Baby Daisy get there? No. Yes. Snagging it just in time. That's hard to do on this field, but the speed from those little outfielders, they get it done. With time to spare, actually. Well played from them. Petey Piranha's hit is not powerful enough to evade the Flowers outfield, leading to another 2-out situation. Blooper with a solid foul ball. Well, hit that one fair, buddy, and you got a good chance. Okay, Blooper does hit it into the outfield. Red Yoshi and Baby Peach are there, though. Baby Daisy, excuse me. And the power block won't fall in time for Red Yoshi to make that catch. Scrambled Egg shut down for the 5th inning in a row. Can they shut down the Flowers for 5 in a row? Well, they'd have to shut down Daisy. Yoshi versus Daisy. Catching the outside pitch is Daisy. Wiggler, you need to make it there in time before the boo hits. No! Daisy is gonna... Nope! She thought about running for third, but she turned it back. That's twice now that a boo has punished slow outfielders and landed a double for the Flowers in one game. Rainbow pitch from Yoshi doesn't really surprise Luigi, though. And Yellow Yoshi on that shortstop, though. God, good play from all 3 players very quickly, leading to it being hard to commentate. But Yellow Yoshi with that tongue, able to reel in Luigi's hit. That's out number 1 against the Flowers. Luigi caught out by who turns the double play to save the end the inning before Critter and K-Rool can get on. I was just about to start talking about that, but no, this game is going at a lightning pace. All right, last 2 innings. The Scrambled Eggs need to start scoring. We've seen big innings from teams many times before. Some games, hell, half the games in this league have been decided by one big 6-run inning from a team randomly in the middle of the game. If the Scrambled Eggs want back into this game, they need that now, as Wiggler is saved by a boo to get a single. Alright, King Boo against Luigi, who isn't even starting to tire. The starting pitcher for the Flowers, again, showing up big. Another pitch, but no, that line drive caught up by Daisy before it can reach the outfield, allowing her to turn the double play. Excellent reflexes on the captain. Put the Scrambled Eggs down 2 outs as Cookie steps back up to the mound. Sorry, pitcher. Batter's box. And her weak hit is easily caught out by Critter, meaning that the Scrambled Eggs will have 1 opportunity left to tie this game. And if they want it to be 2 runs, they need to stop the Critter K-Rool combo again. Now it's Captain Yoshi pitching against them, though. Critter opts for a slap, which is honestly a very fair thing to do in this case. So that's a single for him. Can K-Rool be stopped for what might be the last time this game? Big charge, giant hit, straight down the middle. King Boo, you don't make it in time, do you? No, it's too high. It's right down the middle. And a 2-run homer extends the Flowers' lead to 4. And that might just seal this game for them. Can K-Rool's 2 big 2-run homers be enough to seal the difference? Hell, can the Flowers tack on more? Well, Baby Luigi won't, as makes the dive to catch that one. Red Yoshi up next. Catches Yoshi's pitch. It's a bit of a soft pop to center field, but it'll land safely in the dirt for a single. So, it's a Baby Daisy up next. Red Yoshi on first, 1 out. She'll watch the first pitch. Yoshi's trying something on the inside. She's ready for it, but that grounder throws it before she's hit by the shell. Yellow Yoshi turns to double play. And it's up to the Scrambled Eggs now to score 4 in the top of the 9th in order to tie this game. We're starting off with starting pitcher Yellow Yoshi. The slap will go straight to Critter. The shell will miss thanks to the extended grab. That's out number 1. 2 lifelines left for the Scrambled Eggs. Baby Peach, can you bring it? She'll watch pitch number 1. Pitch number 2. Catches it. It does evade Critter this time, meaning that that's a single for Baby Peach. But that just means I have to be careful commentating, because any hit to second base or shortstop can easily end this game. Yoshi, can you avoid the infield? Well, they'll watch the slider. Second pitch. Slapped it straight to Daisy, who turns the double play. And that's over. The scrambled eggs fall to the Flowers 2-6. And an excellent defensive effort on Luigi's Mansion. But unfortunately, for the scrambled eggs, the powerhouse duo, Critter and K. Rool, 4 runs thanks to those 4 runs thanks to those two is enough to make the difference as the Flowers win by 4. And K. Rool doesn't get MVP, Critter does. Okay, I mean, I'm not the most mad about it, but I am a little bit surprised. Let's see. Start marking down these results. I am curious about what exactly it was from Critter that pushed him over K. Rool as we head to the scoring. That's not the right screenshot. There we go. Heading to the scoring now. Well, we've got the scrambled eggs first, of course. Wow, I'm a little bit surprised to see the low scores across the board, but I guess it makes sense in such a low-scoring game. And I will always giggle at zeros throughout the pitching and zeros throughout the running. Regardless, though, not the strongest batting showing from the scrambled eggs, but it's hard to do that against the Flowers anyway. And it turns out that it was actually Critter locking down that shortstop position, which earned him the MVP nod in a very close defensive game. And that's very fair. There were a lot of dives that Critter made that only Critters can make. Well, Critters and Shy Guys, to be fair. But in that shortstop position, stopping the small ball game from the scrambled eggs, very well played from Critter to earn that one. Looking at the rest of the Flowers, I will, give my praise to Baby Luigi, who was a pretty consistent batter that game. But Red Yoshi and Baby Daisy didn't put up the numbers, which is why the Flowers didn't. Meanwhile, on the scrambled eggs, well, there was a lot of trouble across the board to put up numbers for batting. King Boo, despite having starred power, got nothing in the batter's box. Blooper on the end, who should have been setting up Wiggler and King Boo, didn't get much either, but, well, Mr. Consistency, obviously getting the most for batting for his team by a 3 times margin. Well played by Wiggler. It's tough for the scrambled eggs as they will stay in elimination slots after possibly jumping out of it with a win over the Flowers. But of course the Flowers are one of the strongest teams in the league. It's hard to get a win against them on any day, and you can't blame the scrambled eggs for falling now. They'll have more chances down the stretch to try to escape elimination and make it to a postseason appearance. Meanwhile, the Flowers with that win will do a pretty good job of marching their way back up to the top of the scoreboard. Will they make it there? Well, that'll depend on, well, this game. The Monarchs and the Rotten Eggs. Bit of a shaky run for the Monarchs, and well, it was the Rotten Eggs at the start, but I guess I should start singing the Rotten Eggs praises a little bit more after they did manage to stand on top of the league with only 2 losses so far this season. Those 2 losses, by the way, were actually not against the Monarchs. The Rotten Eggs defeated the Monarchs 15-7 in their first outing back on Playday number 6, which, fun fact, was on Daisy Cruiser. I do want to actually find this out. The Rotten Eggs' 2 losses were against the Scrambled Eggs and against the... it was back-to-back against the Flowers. So, now the Monarchs, who sit in the middle of our pack again in 5th place right now with our 5-5 win-loss record, face the best team in the league, Rotten Eggs. Rotten Eggs currently having a home field advantage against the Monarchs, choosing to take us to Wario City Daytime. Bit more of a slugger-heavy part, so you expect the Monarchs defense to have a bit more trouble especially with starred players like Firebro on the Ron Eggs squad, who have slightly shifted their batting order up 5 places to put those dangerous hitters closer to the front. But for the Monarchs, the big question for this game for me is, well, the question for the Monarchs every game. How long can Toadsworth stay on the mound? And if he exits early, how long can Peach stay on the mound? They both have trouble when the scoring gets high, lasting into those later innings. And if their pitching falls, there's not a lot of great options in the background. Typically Blue Toad or even Blue Critter steps up for the Monarchs. So we'll have to see. Keep an eye on them. Also keep an eye, as always, on Blue Critter, who will be the Monarch star hitter and has a good chance of hitting balls out of the park if he's enabled this game. And for the Ron Eggs, well, they now need this win in order to stay on top of the standings. So we'll see what they're playing for. The Monarchs face down the Rotten Eggs. The Monarchs are always in that middle position, battling every single day to keep playoff standing. And the Rotten Eggs battling to stay at the top of the league. After I realize that I need to verify these teams' batting orders. Everything looks good to me. Everything looks good to me. Oh. Is that the Ron Eggs fielding position? Yes? Yes. Okay. Okay, well, good. So, let me try that one again. The Monarchs, sitting at a 500 win percentage, need this win in order to stay safely in playoff contention. And the Ron Eggs need this win in order to stay on top of the scoreboard. We head now to Wario City Daytime. As I punch in the result from last game. What? 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 Thermite Beanballs Blue Critter to start off this game? Thermite, what are you doing? I wasn't looking. I wasn't expecting that on the first batter. What the hell? Narissa with a beautiful shot to capitalize on it, and Thermite might regret allowing that runner on early. Jeebus. Alright, can y'all calm down in time for me to tune back in? Blue Shy Guy with another Williams shot. No, Yellow Toad is actually in time for this one, but the runners get back in time to play it safe. But now, every single, well, batter is an opportunity for the Monarchs to get runners into scoring position. And Blue Noki might take one for the team, might not. Is she going to bunt or is she not going to? Well, she misses 2 bunts, which typically batters don't bunt on strike number 3. Slapping it. Berto reels it in, though, and turns the double play. And the beanball turns to not much. I mean, fair play intentionally walking the star batter on Wario City, but typically you're walking by pitching 4 balls. You gotta be careful. The benches are gonna clear, man. As the Ron Eggs start off their batting in the bottom of the first. YP will get caught out by BP. I'm gonna call him Big Oil from now on. YP gets caught out by Big Oil in that shortstop position for the first down, and Salamander won't suffer a beaten ball, probably from Toadsworth, presumably. You never know. A beautiful shot by Salamander out to the corner of left field. Gets him a single, as Blue Toad is quick enough to get that one. And Thermite steps back up to the mound. No bad blood from Toadsworth, apparently, as he's not trying to go for it, but Thermite hits it big and deep. Okay, Toadette and Blue Noki are there in time, but Jesus Christ, Thermite, why are you so mad against the Monarchs? What did this team do to Thermite? He goes beanball starting off the game. Second time, almost knocks it out of the park. He is not a home run hitter, but he went for it that time. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, we'll track that storyline. For now, Firebro steps up against Toadsworth, and the slider is hit. Bit of an arrow shot, but on daytime those arrows will be weaker, and it's only a single for Fireblow. Still, there is a runner in scoring position, and Yellow Toad is a very consistent batter in that number 5 slot. Can he start bringing a runner home? That's a deep slider from Toadsworth, my lord. Next pitch, it's a slow ball on the outside. Yellow Toad catches it, but Blue Critter snags it for out number 3, and both teams end their innings with a runner on first, runner on second. We'll head to the second now. Blue Pianta, Big Oil, and Blue Toad up against Thermite. Fastball down the middle, caught by Blue Pianta, but this one's high. There is a bomb on, but we don't expect Yellow Toad to panic. He does not. Snags that one safely for the first out of the inning. So, Blue Toad will be up next versus Thermite. Catches that hit, and, well, that's how a Toad is supposed to hit. A good slap to center field. Gets him on first base despite the rocket fire efforts from Fireblow to catch him out. Alright, Toadette, what can you do with a runner on first? She'll watch the first pitch on the outside. Second pitch also on the outside. Caught that one, though, and it lands beautifully. A little bit shallow center right for a single to put a runner in scoring position. Alright, Toadsworth, ever the distinguished gentleman. No revenge plays from him after Thermite hit that early beanball. No, he goes for a big hit. It's deep. There is a power block that could interfere with the recovery attempts. It'll interfere with the ball at all. Statler doesn't get his glove on it before the power block hits, and it's now loaded bases for the Monarchs. Could have been more, but they wisely held back to make sure that power block didn't result in a caught fly. And Peach is not caught out by Yellow Shy Guy in right field. The hesitation from Blue Toad does result in the out at home plate. But now they're back to the top of the batting order. Blue Critter has loaded bases. 2 out. If you want revenge, now's your time, Blue Critter. Next pitch is right down the middle. Nails it, but it's not high enough to escape the outfield. Statler snags that one. And the Monarchs are cut off just before jubilation. Top of the second goes quiet, and we still have a nothing game as we head back to the Ron Eggs offense. Birdo will start off this inning for her team, facing off yet still against Toadsworth. A low-scoring game will always be good for the Monarchs, as they are a relatively low-scoring team who do rely on their defense. Wario City is a hard stadium to play defense on, which will only make the Monarchs more impressive if they can keep this up. Birdo and Yellow Shy Guy both get on bases, though, with nice singles. Birdo to right field, Yellow Shy Guy to left field. And that brings up Wario. The garlic breath of the Ron Eggs on his home turf, facing down Toadsworth. He's got 2 runners on and a strike. Good eyes there, Wario. Next, charging early against a very slow ball. This ball will get caught out by Toadette. The line drive is stopped. Runners will remain on first and second for Statler to step up. What can he do? Well, there's only 1 out, but he does have to avoid this killer infield of Big Oil and Blue Critter. Another big hit! Blue Toad isn't going to get there in time, and the Jersey players come up huge for the Ron Eggs. Thermite making a threat, and Statler delivering right down the middle of center field. And the Monarchs had no chance of snagging that one, as Blue Toad and Toadette have to watch it rock it out of here and watch the Ron Eggs rocket up the scoreboard, as this now is a 0-3 game. Worse yet for the Monarchs, that will chase Toadsworth off the mound. Peach needs to lock this game down from here on out, but her fastballs are more than capable of it. But will they be capable against the top of the order for the Ron Eggs batting? Love ball from Peach, caught by YP, so at least the at-bat will continue for now. It's only strike number 1. He'll catch the second pitch, but that one will go straight to Blue Noki in right field for out number 2. Alright, Salamander now up against Peach. These rocket fastballs force a weak hit from Salamander, but the fireball comes in time to save him. And, well, one lizard stunned means another lizard is on base. A Salamander makes it. by an item forced error. Thermite now won't be able to capitalize as his ball is caught by Blue Pianta. That'll end the inning, but still, the Monarchs have gone up 3 in the second inning. And, well, the statement is on the Monarchs. Can you make up this difference, especially starting from second in your batting order, when first in the batting order is, well, the strongest part, with Blue Critter being starred? Larissa says no. She's caught up by Berto at shortstop rather quickly. Blue Shy Guy up next against Thermite. Watches pitch number 1, pitch number 2. Charging? But no, it's weak contact. And Firebro, despite almost being caught by a green shell that was just a little bit misaimed, still manages to make the out. That'll bring us to 2 outs and Blue Noki. Well, Blue Noki can do well, then the Monarchs can always do well, but no. She puts a little bit too much gusto behind her bat. Statler gets under the pop fly, and that's out number 3 versus the Monarchs. They won't make up for it in the top of the 3rd. We'll see what they can do in the top of the 4th, but first they gotta stop Firebro. Starred player Firebro versus Captain Peach. Whew, Firebro has got to be happy that one rocked foul, otherwise that would have been an easy out from Toadsworth on first base. But no. Hard to catch these fastballs is what I was going to say. That is a little slow. Can Blue Toad and Toadette make it? I think it's too high. No! What a catch from Toadette and Blue Toad as they snag another attempt at a home run shot straight up the middle. Beautiful catch, makes it look easy. And that's the Star Slugger for the Monarchs shut down yet again. Now back to Yellow Toad, who's been sent from first in the batting order down to 5th, but with a well-aimed shot, will net a single. Blue Noki is able to bring it in before more damage is done, but still, very good aim from the Monarchs this game. Can Berto continue that trend against Captain Peach? Well, she's charging early. She knows that these fastballs are coming, but that doesn't make them any easier to hit. It's a good hit out to center field, but it's too good. Toadette makes the catch. The shell will make sure that Yellow Toad has more than enough time to make it to first base. But we're down to Yellow Shy Guy with 2 outs on the board against the Monarchs. Very soft hit from Yellow Shy Guy, actually. Does successfully reach center field. Barely. Oh, is that a soft hit as hell? Alright. Wario has 2 runners on. The Monarchs do have a 3-run lead, so they're not counting on Wario, but the Monarchs will be counting on stopping him. It's big and slow. This might be one of those weird, ambiguous hits that bounce off the back wall and the defense can't get their hands on it, but no. Toadette makes that catch and sends the Monarchs packing in the 3rd. I did say last inning that the Monarchs, the most dangerous batter is batter number 1, but you gotta watch out for the Blue Toad, Blue Pianta combo. Still, Blue Pianta is not known for infield hits, as even with the power block, they're not able to safely make it to first. Blue Toad, despite being the faster one, knows to run, hit it into the outfield. That's a single for the speedster, as Toadette steps up. Toad to Toad to Toad. Smacks it, but Firebro gets his hands on it. He won't have the time to throw a Blue Toad at second, though. That Firebro catch can be excellent to catch stray attempts at line drives, but when it's grounders, that extra time, well, will result in easier on bases for runners from first to second. Meanwhile, Toadsworth does hit it straight to Berto, who is not able to get her, I'm just going to say, glove on it either, thanks to excellent banana play. And now the Monarchs have the chance of the first run of this game after an item forced error. Run on first, run on 3rd, but no, Firebro does snag Peach's attempt at a grounder to right field. And again, the Monarchs are cut off with a runner on 3rd for the 2nd time in this game. Scary section of the Monarchs offense to go up against as well. Statler, well, it doesn't look that scary, as Blue Critter makes the dive to snag that one. And with that, we return back to the top of the batting order for the Monarchs. YP up against Peach. No item support for the man. They're relying on his, well, excellent slapping ability to carry him safely to first base. Pitch. Caught. That one won't be made a diving play by Blue Critter. The air shot might have helped the Monarchs, but it's not enough. YP does successfully tag up on first. And Salamander is brought to the plate. Peach, I was going to say his last in such a long time, but it's only the bottom of the fourth. God, I thought that was going to be a Beanball versus a Salamander for the second time today, but no. Teasing the edge of the plate is Peach. Finally, Salamander catches one, but Blue Critter makes the dive of the game to secure the double play. Every single one of those is so critical. You need to conserve Peach's stamina in order for these rocket fire fastballs to keep their effectiveness. And the Monarchs are doing well, shutting down the raw eggs since Peach came to the mound. The Monarchs are also in a good position, coming back to the top of their order. Blue Critter smacks it. That's an easy single for him. That's an excellent start to their inning. Narissa steps up to the plate next, facing down Thermite, who is, I gotta point out, still on the mound. Oh, wait, no, let me get back to that. Big hit from Narissa. I think this should be caught out by Yellow Toad and Statler. It is. Okay. What's it with the Jersey players today? Swinging for the fences. Regardless, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I don't remember what I was saying. Run on first for Blue Shy Guy. It would be nice for the Monarchs to get their first run in the top of the fifth as the pressure starts mounting with more and more time, but another deep hit from Blue Shy Guy. I don't think the fireball comes in time. A bobble from Statler, and Yellow Shy Guy just watches it land. That was not item interference. That was just an error. And now there's a runner on first and second for the Monarchs. Quickly cleaned up as Blue Noki hits into a double play, but oh my god, almost given the grace of God, and then Birdo's like, wait. It's not in the script, you don't score this inning. And quickly secures the double play to end it. I can't even talk about the bobble, they're moving too fast. Thermite, his attempt to swing for the fences, shut down by Blue Noki in right field, and Fireblow up next, charges. We haven't seen a home run from Fireblow yet. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a home run from Fireblow. He has not been performing great recently. Line drive caught up by Toadsworth as it was rocketing above the old man's head. Good jumping catch from him. It's now 2 outs against the Monarchs. They could go 3 runners, 3 outs, but no. Yellow Toad does successfully hit a single to at least get, well, a runner on their bags this inning. What can Birdo do facing off against rival Captain Peach? Not much. Whenever Peach goes to that outside, it's dangerous. Something down the middle this time. Birdo catches it. And unlike Fireblow, keeps it just out of range of Toadsworth. This will not just be a single for her, but Yellow Toad advances all the way to scoring position on third. Can Yellow Shy Guy bring his brother-in-arms, Yellow Toad, home? I feel like the Shy Guy and the Toads have to get along, you know? Boots on the ground, respect boots on the ground. Regardless, Yellow Shy Guy caught out by Blue Critter. No luck on third base for the Roneggs either, as their inning is also stopped. And again, the Monarchs have held the Roneggs scoreless on Wario City since Peach came in. Keeping any team scoreless on Wario City is not that easy to do, which, you know, I guess I'll give credit to the Roneggs defense as well. But doing it against the top team in the league, well, praises need to be sung for this Monarch squad. Oh my god! And some praises need to be sung for Birdo, who manages to do a suction ball on something that was way out of her league and shuts down Blue Pianta. Big oil. No luck in the top of the sixth. Blue Toad, though, again continues the trend of Blue Pianta out Blue Toad with a nice single. And we're to the Toad backline of this Monarchs squadron. What can Toadette do next? Ooh, a well-aimed line drive. Is it fair? It is! Yellow Shy Guy needs to scramble, but it's almost a mirror of the Ron Eggs last inning as a well-aimed shot right down first baseline puts runners on the corners. This time, though, the Monarchs only have 1 out against them, not 2. So much as a sac fly could be the Monarchs' first run. Can Toadsworth get that, or can Toadsworth get more? Runners on the corners, 1 strike. It's a hit, but Firebro's gonna reel it in and get the double play to stop the inning. Third base is poison to both of these teams, as neither of them can score when they get runners in position no matter what. Still though, the Monarchs have been kept silent for 6 innings. It's a pretty big deal, especially on Wario City. Can the Ron Eggs defense keep up? Can the Monarchs defense keep up? 2 strikes for Peach against Wario. Again, every additional hit is a problem, and it's a star hit from Sub-Captain Wario. The Bomb-Omb forces Toadette to keep her distance and guarantees the single. And that green shell was just mean. The play was over. I don't know why Statler fired that one. Regardless, Blue Critter snags it and turns the double play to clear the bases. That was a really close thing. If that fireball was an inch closer, it would have stunned Blue Critter and allowed both runners on. But no, the Monarchs keep their heads together. They do need to stop YP. Almost a ground rule double off the bounce, but no. YP will have to settle for a single. 2 outs still. And Salamander steps up to the plate. I didn't even notice that we got back to the top of the batting order for the Ron Eggs. It's hard to keep up. I'm going to run out of breath. Salamander slaps it, it's weak and stays inside, but the fireball lands this time and gets a runner on first and second. Thermite's aim against Blue Critter has been impeccable this game. 2 landed fireballs to save Salamander and a beanball. But no, his aim is too good as he fires his shot right to Blue Critter for out number 3, and the Monarchs continue to lock down their defense. Thermite remains on this game, on the mound from the top. And, well, Peach might be lasting a long time on the mound, but she won't last a long time in the infield as she's sent packing on a ground out. Blue Critter, save the Monarchs. Someone needs to score run number 1, and a hit like that, but Fair could do it. Second pitch, contact, it's high, it's in left field, but it's not out of the park by a matter of inches. Fireball won't stop the play. Yellow Toad snags that one, and it's out number 2. Nerissa, caught out by Wario, and I have to point out, the only scoring so far this entire game was a straight down the middle home run from Statler. Firebro has been pretty quiet. No one from the Monarchs have been able to do it. Firebro's line drive does evade Toadsworth this time to at least get him a single. But there's been no luck from either team to score besides Statler. Well, the oddball face did score the oddball home run. Can Yellow Toad keep it going? Oh my god! Yellow Toad charges up and hits it straight down the middle, and I'll eat my words, I guess, as it's the Rotten Eggs outfield that comes up huge. First Statler with a 3-run homer, and now Yellow Toad with a 2-run homer of his own after being denied so many other times in this game, getting caught out. It's a Toad home run on Wario City. The Ron Eggs now stand tall, 5-0. And despite Birdo being ground out pretty quickly, it's got to start to feel a little bit comfortable for them. The Monarchs will only have 2 chances left to stop the Ron Eggs offense. Sorry, to put up offensive numbers of their own. First, they have to stop the Ron Eggs offense. Peach starting to get tired is concerning. She should be able to finish out this inning, hopefully, pending a big hit from Wario. Can she stop him? Well, his attempt will go straight to BP. And Yellow Shy Guy caught out at first. Double play ends the inning. And it's 2 home runs on Wario City to give the Ron Eggs a 5-0 lead. Starting pitcher still on the mound. The Monarchs need to start putting up numbers, and Blue Shy Guy wants to be the one to start it off with a single after that hit to center field. Blue Noki, if you can get on base. No! Suction ball from Birdo not only catches out Blue Noki, but Blue Shy Guy is not able to get back to the bases in time. And it's now 2 outs against the Monarchs. Big Oriole wants a big hit, but no, a ground out. And that's 3 up, 3 out for the Monarchs. If they want this game, they'll have to put up 5 with 1 opportunity left in the 9th. And before they do that, they need to stop this Bows squad right now with a tired Captain Peach on the mound. Look at how much weaker those fastballs are. It's good enough for Statler. He's caught out by Big Oriole at shortstop. Alright, YP up now against Peach. Love Ball. Is it a last gasp from the Princess? Well, it's good enough to force YP's hit to stay inside the park, and that's out number 2. But no, the love ball from Peach is her last pitch of this play. And Narissa is brought in from third base in order to close this one out for the Monarchs. Pretty good choice. Probably the pick I want to see the most, but Salivate off her first pitch swings for the fences. Blue Noki and Toadette are there to stop it though, and it won't be 3 home runs for the Ron Eggs this game, as the Monarchs cut them off in the bottom of the 8th. Alright, they did a good job defensively. They kept the Ron Eggs off the small ball path this entire game, but now they need 5 in 1 inning, starting off a Blue Toad. Blue Toad has been an excellently consistent hitter for this game and continues it with a well-aimed shot to secure a single. But now it has to be Toadette Toadsworth Toadstool. The Toad Fecta, if you will. In the top of the 9th. Toadette, we're counting on you. Slap hit, reeled in by Birdo, but at least Blue Toad is back into first to stop the double play. They are in danger position though. The game could end on any play now. Toadsworth needs to avoid this infield, throws it straight to Birdo, who throws it to first. And that is a Rotten Eggs shutout of the Monarchs. A 5-0 victory for the Rotten Eggs continues to secure their place on top of the leaderboard and knocks the Monarchs into a more and more dangerous position. Good effort defensively from the Monarchs, but the lack of offensive results is not enough to keep up with the Rotten Eggs. MVP honors going to Yellow Toad for that 2nd home run, which is a little bit surprising, but I guess it's fair enough for the boy. Let's take a look at the stats after I get a quick screenshot. I mean, it's a Monarchs game whenever it's low scoring like this. 0-5 is rare to see, and it's all thanks to the defensive efforts of the Monarchs. Again, that Big Oriole Blue Critter infield, Pianta Critter is a time-tested, time-approved formula for an unbeatable infield, which tracks with the Monarchs' unbeatable infield from season number 1. But they're just not able to put up the offensive numbers, and they kept scoreless for a shutout loss on Wario City. Not only a shutout loss, but there wasn't even that many attempts at a big home run style hit from this team. Hell, I would argue, looking back on it, they might have had more small ball success than the Ron Eggs did. But it's 2 unlikely heroes to step up for the Ron Eggs. Yellow Toad and Statler, both with big home runs from hitters that you expect to be more small ball players to secure the Ron Eggs their win. It kind of a shaky win, to be honest. That was extremely close. The 2 home runs deciding the game is not something that you want to see, as it could very easily have gone the other way, and I think that the Monarchs can stand proud on that. They're still relatively safe for the postseason, but they are dropping below 500, so they need to watch out. Still though, a very good effort from the Ron Eggs will keep them on top of the scoreboard. They actually, I gotta check right now, as it stands, their run differential will go up to plus 29. The Flowers sit at 27, and the Monsters sit at 27, but the Monsters have yet to play. The Monsters, if they win this game, will keep the positive run differential record for themselves. If they can't get it though, the Run Eggs will not just be first win-loss, but first in run differential. We'll see what exactly happens. The Monsters are going to have home field advantage versus the Infernos. A new look Infernos, which I'm sure as I open up the Discord, I will hear some insight about from Inferno's staff. Also keeping my eye on the chat, of course, to see which way this one goes. But the Infernos returning to a 3-jersey lineup. Heathcliff finds his way back onto this roster, joining Otis and Captain Dante. And, I mean, yeah, this is actually a relatively scary, consistent team in the batter's box. You've got 3 jerseys, you've got Dry Bones, you've got Strawberry, the Pianta, Mario, Dante, Shy Guy. The only 2 real weaknesses are Red Noki and Boo. Red Noki is a fine hitter, as it turns out we've seen in previous games, and Boo is a little bit inconsistent, but you can never count him out. And yeah, this new look Inferno squad, as I was saying that, I was wondering if there was going to be any specific insight that the Inferno's coaching staff want to share about this lineup. Looking pretty solid. The Monsters holding firm in their composition, and it's worked wonders for them so far. This is not a 6-4 team, and you can expect them to keep battling for a bye slot. They do have home field advantage, and they've chosen to take us to a bit of a home run paradise, that being Daisy Cruiser, which is by all means not exactly the easiest place for a team to be taken to when you're looking for small ball plays. It's really difficult to get those short hit wins on Daisy Cruiser. A lot easier to go for big home runs, and the Monsters are definitely more set up for that. Any team with Bowser certainly is. Comment from the Inferno's coach, quote, "This lineup was custom built to try and contend on Daisy Cruiser and to finally try a roster that didn't run former captain Waluigi now that we have an alternative for the official captain slot." Well, we'll have to see what the Infernos can do. Red Noki in that center field position is pretty solid and should have the speed. You gotta watch out for shots to center right field, as Red Pianta. Strawberry will be a little bit slower. But you always are curious about what it's for. Speaking of, let's talk about what this game is for. The Infernos won't fall to an elimination slot if they lose this game after the Scrambled Eggs loss. But if they win, they can at least actually separate themselves from the Scrambled Eggs by 2, making the Scrambled Eggs and Revenge come back from that 7 and 8 slot all the harder, as, well, it'll be 5 wins on the lowest scoring team above them. The Scrambled Eggs have 3, and the Revenge currently sit at 2. They are next game. So the Infernos win here could really damage the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge. On the flip side, the Monsters win here. If they manage to get it, they kind of need this. Otherwise, they'll be 2 wins behind second place Flowers, and 3 wins behind first place for right now, Rotten Eggs. Not only that, but they'll also lose the run differential lead for the league if they're not able to right this ship. It'll be an interesting battle, definitely high stakes for both teams, but then again, every game is a high stakes battle whenever we get closer and closer to the end of the season. Both teams are looking now. So, can the Infernos more safely secure a playoff spot for them? Or can the Monsters push their way for a bye spot still? We'll find out now as we head to Daisy Cruiser. And I update the standings. Alright, we're gonna have to keep the eye on that 333. Bowser Jr. to Dark Bones to Bowser. That's where you expect the damage to be done on this Monsters lineup. But Otis starts off doing well for, well, the Infernos. A good single to start this game off. Heathcliff now will face down, Face down Magic Koopa. Big slider caught, but Bowser Jr. makes that catch. Not only that, oh Jesus. Otis does manage to make it back. At least Heathcliff hit it far enough and hard enough that a matter of inches was what stopped that double play. But still, it's the first out of the inning. Dry Bones now up against Magic Koopa. Okay, Dry Bones, hey, you're not Axolotl. I think. You're a skeleton, so it's hard to tell. There we go. The slap does come through. That's a single for Dry Bones to put runners on first and second. Good early offense for the Infernos. Can Strawberry take it home? You gotta watch out. Piantas have been known to swing for the fences when they've got runners on base, but their slaps are what's powerful. Strawberry, the veteran, knows what to do. Not only that, but the green shell knocks out Koopa before they're able to throw it in. That puts runners in the corners. That puts a runner in, and the Infernos are off to an early start as they have a run already in the first inning. Excellent play from them. I gotta point out, that's their first batter, Otis, getting home safely. Red Noki now has a chance to stop this momentum if they're not able to avoid the infield, and with Bowser Jr., Bowser, Magic Koopa triple, it's always hard to do that. That's exactly what happens. Double play after the ground out from Bowser will end the Inferno's inning. But it's a pretty hot start for the fiery team. Meanwhile, we don't expect a hot start for the Monsters. Their first three... Let me double check. The Monsters' first three is like the weakest section of their batting lineup, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. Goomba starts us off, and that's a deep hit for him, but Red Noki just gets under it. So that'll bring us to Koopa versus Otis. Slider caught by Koopa. Quick catch by Heathcliff in his newfound shortstop position for out number 2. So, Red Paratroopa, what can you do? Well, you can slap it right to Heathcliff again, who this time has to throw it for the out at first base. Oh my stars. Alright, 3 up, 3 out for the Monsters. Not unexpected, but hopefully not a sign of things to come for any Monsters fans. Mario, though, will start off the second. And the extra starred power on the captain means he remains a home run threat. He will settle for the slap for a single. And despite my misgivings, it looks like the Inferno's small ball plan is working out pretty well for them so far. Dante versus Magic Koopa. His slap avoids Bowser Jr. by a matter of inches. There was hesitation from Mario, who thought it was caught, but thanks to a little bit of extra hesitation, he does manage to slide into second base. And it's runners on first and seconds for Buddy. Slap of his own, also well aimed. The small ball continues. Koopa misses the ball. Paratroopa has to run for it. Also misses it. Finally snags it, but that not only lets Mario touch home, that lets Dante touch home. And the Infernos go to a 3-0 lead off a little bit of a scramble for the ball in the outfield by the 2 Troopas. Koopa and Paratroopa both missing it. 2 RBI single for Buddy. And Magic Koopa taking off the mound early. We kind of expect that with the low stamina, but this is about the best start you can have if you're an Infernos fan. Alright, Boo now slaps it. Power block does not save Buddy on second, and it hits Bowser in the face, so it won't interfere to save Boo on first either. That's a double play for the Monsters. Bowser Jr. immediately tightening things up. The champion of season number 1 wants to see his team through this one as well. Teasing Otis with those balls. The slider escapes her notice. Finally, the curveball down the middle caught out by Magic Koopa. Caught by Otis. Magic Koopa reels it in for the third out. Still though, the fireball's off to a great start. Though with this middle from the Monsters, that lead could crumble into nothing quick. Bowser Jr. to Dark Bones to Bowser. We've seen 2 singles to a home run time and time again throughout the Monsters season. Can they do it now? Bowser Jr. faces 2 early strikes from starting pitcher Otis. Catches the third pitch though, and that's step 1. That's a single. Darkbones with a big pop fly. Buddy, where are you going? Buddy, what are you doing? I think Buddy was under it despite the boo, but he just leaves? Does he have ADHD? Is he relatable? Regardless, 2 on big hit from Bowser. This one won't escape the infield though. It falls like a rock right into Red Noki's hands, and a sigh of relief washes through the bar. Okay, Magic Koopa up now. Magic Koopa is still a dangerous hitter. We've seen Magic Koopas hit home runs on Daisy Cruiser before. The slap finds its way into right field, and it's loaded bases now for the Monsters. They might not have done it in one shot, but it is still capable of closing this game's gap the traditional way if Iwata can find a good hit here. Star hit! Evades the infield. Red Noki interfered with by the blooper. 1 run in. Darkbones runs in. That's 2. Magic Koopa is running in. That's 3. And off the starred hit, it isn't Captain Bowser that does it. It's Iwata with a well-aimed shot to the outfield to tie this game up in 1 hit. Not only that, but with a runner on second base, there's now potential for the Monsters to gain the lead. Okay, to Buddy's credit, I think that they might... Another star hit! Okay, wait. Okay, that's gonna definitely bring in Iwata. No, not even the Buddy throw can stop that one. Sorry, Strawberry. 2 quick star hits back to back. Instantly bring the Monsters back into this game and give them the lead. 3-4. What I was going to say was to Buddy's credit, I'm pretty sure he would have been under the ball with the boo shot, but still, okay, some redemption as again, Shy Guy's magnetic glove reels in that hit. The double play ends the inning, but battered and bruised, the Infernos will make it out the other side. They're now down by 1, and they need to start putting points on the board yet again. They've been successful for the first 2 innings. Can they keep that streak up in number 3? Alright, Heathcliff, you got off the bench. What can you do for your team? Slap? Won't avoid Magic Koopa's wand. And that's out number 1. You can't be mad at Buddy. He tries his best. The point I was trying to say, as I kept being interrupted, like right there from another Magic Koopa catch, is I'm pretty sure that Buddy wasn't under the ball even with the boo. Or, sorry, even as he ran away. So I don't think him running away changed anything. But still, it's not a good look. No green shell fired means that it's a quick 3-up, 3-out for the Infernos, though. They'll be silenced for the first time this game. And they need to stop this Monsters offense yet again. Koopa and Paratroopa are relatively easy first targets, but if either of them get on base, that's just extra doom against the Infernos. Koopa's slap won't get out of the infield. No, Drybones just throws him out at first base. When are we getting sluggers on the Switch to? Come on, Nintendo. You did tennis twice. You did soccer again for the first time since the GameCube. There's gotta be another baseball game coming soon, right? Bowser Jr. paintball to try to advance the Paratroopa. That should do it very safely as it interferes with Strawberry in the outfield, who catches out Bowser Jr. running for second base. A little bit of greed, but the quick throw from the outfielder catches Bowser Jr. on second. Paratroopa did make it to third, though. So, can Darkbones bring that run home? Or does the inning end here? Line drive down center field will bring the run home, and the Monsters eke their way up to a 2-run lead. Nail biting for the Infernos. Darkbones successfully snags that one. Bowser now denied in his first attempt after his ball fell like a rock. Second attempt. Otis pitches a slow one. Bowser slaps it. It's a single, which is good news for any team playing against the Monsters. But still fair enough for Monsters fans. Magic Koopa is a hard one to catch also as Otis is starting to tire. Pitch comes in. Big hit from Magic Cooper to left field, but it's a bit too big as Captain Dante's into that one to snag it. Stop the Monsters from scoring any more in this inning. Still though, the Monsters have a 2-run lead, and it's up to the Infernos to make that up. Red Noki into Mario starts our inning. Well, we have an extra fan in the outfield today. I don't think I can stop him, despite my recently playing Dave the Diver, as Red Noki grounds out. No, that's not a giant red squid. It's just a giant squid. And to be honest, I don't have a sniper rifle, so I think I'm just going to have to let that guy chill. Big paintball from Bowser Jr. Mario sees through it, almost to his detriment, as that was a sliding attempt at a catch from the first baseman, but no. Next attempt goes too far. Cooper snags that one for out number 2. And despite the assistance from the fan in the outfield, not a lot of luck for these Infernos. Dante faces a slider and watches it fly. The captain needs to put his team in this inning if they want to start making plays. A single will do it. Alright, buddy. We've seen great saving plays from you so far. We've seen disaster. What will it be this time? Bit of a small hit. Bowser slides to snag it and ends up directly on top of second base to end this inning. The Infernos remain only 2 behind, and it's a rough section of the Monsters' offense. Can Otis close out her pitching without any more damage? Iwata says, I don't think so. Boo didn't do very much. There was a single either way, but a good hit from Iwata needs to be well acknowledged. Good job, Iwata. Finally, Otis is taken off the field, and Mario is brought in to pitch. The man... Oh, wait. No, Blue Dragon's attempt will be caught out immediately by Dante. Mario, one of the best trades that the Infernos could have made for that deeper pitching depth, has done exactly what he's needed to do for this team. And he should be the pitcher that they need to get past the Monsters. But first he has to get past Goomba. A fireball straight down the middle. Goomba catches it. Hits it straight down the middle right back. And that's a single. Okay. A little bit of a dangerous position now. Runner in scoring position on second. Mario needs to force a weak hit out of Koopa, but Koopa wants something big with a charge hit out to left field. Dante stunned by a power block. Iwata is running home. Koopa stays on third. Runner on second, runner on third. And it's a small ball plays that are coming up for the Monsters as their lead extends to 3. Not only that, but they have 2 runners in scoring position. And Paratroop is the last easy out for the Infernos this inning, if they're able to get it. Paratroopa, you need to see a weak hit from him that stays in the infield. He's charging though, but it goes straight to second baseman. Heathcliff makes the call, stops Paratroopa, stops Goomba from reaching home, and the catcher, Otis, has enough time to catch up Paratroopa at first. 2 outs now against the Monsters, and Buddy makes the hero play to stop Bowser Jr. That magnetic glove from the Shy Guy coming in clutch again and again. But still, the Monsters might not be making big plays. They are making consistent plays, though, and it's good enough to give them a 3-run lead heading into the middle of this game. Inning number 5 starts with Boo. Additional interest, this time from the other side of the ship, from our squid friend in the bleachers. I thought that was going to stay in for a fraction of a second. Boo's attempt goes foul. His next attempt, I think thanks to the tilt of the ship, evades Bowser, because that extra tilt of the ship locked the ball just out of Bowser's reach and allows Boo to safely reach first base. Paintball from Bowser to try and disrupt Otis. She's not able to see through that one. That's a strike. Next, it's another paintball from Bowser Jr. He wants to get Otis out of here. She'll land contact, but not straight contact. That's another foul. And the slider, Otis not only lands it, but aims it perfectly. A little bit of hesitation from Boo, but he does still reach second safely. That's a single for Otis, and now 2 runners on for Heathcliff. Bowser Jr. making sure that Boo doesn't try anything. Fourth pitching to Heathcliff. Runner on first, runner on second. Pop. Sent out to right field. Loaded bases. Boo, what are you doing? Okay. Boo wisely stays at third, but still, the Infernos have loaded the bases with no outs, and Dry Bones is up on the field. Not only that, but Strawberry's after him. And the slap hitting will continue after the tilt of the ship, and Paratrooper misses it. 1 run brought in, 2 runs brought in. A buddy throw. Heathcliff is caught out at home. The tying run is a little bit too greedy as Koopa and Paratrooper get themselves together in right field just in time to stop the game from being tied. But still, it's a triple from Dry Bones, 2 RBIs. And for I think the first time in Grand Slam Galaxy history, both sides of the field are celebrating their play. Alright, Paratrooper and Koopa, you still screwed up to let in 2 runs, but we'll see how they do. Strawberry has a chance to bring in the tying run of this game, and Strawberry is a very, very healthy hitter. Run on third. Slider is caught. Dry Bones hesitates, though. The pop fly. He's not safe running for it. That ball does touch the deck in time, though, to put runners on the corners. Or rather, keep the runner on third and put a runner on first base. Red Noki. Can they bring in the runner from third? Can they tie this game? Pitch from Bowser Jr. Slap straight up the middle. But again, Dry Bones isn't sure if that one's going to actually escape the infield and stays on third base. That sets up Mario, the star player for the Infernos. Loaded bases, only 1 out. As a consistent a hitter as he can ever be, and the slap goes to right field. He is caught out at first base by electric fielding from Paratrooper and Bowser, but it's enough to bring the tying run in home. The still run on second and third, and Captain Dante is now up. Dante faces a paintball from Bowser Jr. He'll watch that one fly by. 2 outs, 1 strike. Curveball is caught, and it does escape the infield successfully. Pianta gets home. Red Noki is running home and tags up safely. The Infernos stretch their lead to 2 runs. Sorry, not just stretch their lead to 2 runs. They get a lead and already stretch it to 2 runs as Dante and Mario combine back-to-back to bring in 3 and put the Infernos back in the lead this game. Perhaps more impactfully, they've chased off Bowser Jr. early. It's the top of the 5th and final select pitcher for the Monsters. Bowser is up on the mound. Finally, the inning ends for the Monsters, or for the Infernos. Buddy's hit is reeled in by Magic Koopa, who will remain steadfast on that shortstop position until the end of the game. But it's a big 5-run inning, a classic Infernos inning. To have a nothing big run inning for them puts them in the lead now on Daisy Cruiser. Still though, this game could very quickly tie. Dark Bones will make sure it doesn't tie. Weak contact leads to a quick ground out. Bowser now. His team is down by 2. He can't tie this game, but can he make it 1 run? He's been known to hit big home runs before. Bottom of the 5th. Smacks it. It's a soft pop fly, and Strawberry gets under that one even with the boo to secure out number 2. The Infernos looking hot. Magic Koopa smacks it, but is caught out by a magnetic glove of Buddy. And it looks like we have quite the ball game for the Infernos as the away team. The non-home run team is leading by 2, heading into the back half of this game. Boo now versus Bowser. Well, Bowser is of course feeling the heat, but he's got to be careful. Each one of those bullet bill pitches, it's just more and more likely for Bowser to tire out, and a 4th pitcher from the Monsters would be disastrous. Boo, though, does get a single, which is even more adding to those woes. Otis tries to hit it out, but no. She grounds out and hits into the double play as Boo's also caught out. Magic Koopa to Bowser Jr. to Dry Bones for those 2. So that'll bring up Heathcliff versus Bowser. Good hit to left field. The boo is important to stop Goomba from getting his glove on it. And that's a double from Heathcliff thanks to the item. I think that might have been touching. No, that might have been out, honestly, without the boo. Dry Bones continues to be the hitter that this team needs. Heathcliff, no, you don't need to run on this, Heathcliff! I have no idea why he ran. a quicker throw from the outfield, and he was done and dusted. A middling throw there. If Koopa threw it to Bowser Jr., and he was done and dusted, but no. With that bravery, the Infernos are now up to a 3-run lead. 9-6 in the top of the 6th. They still have 2 outs on the board. Strawberry versus Bowser. Strawberry also aims that slap well. Does successfully meander their way to first. That's a runner on first, 2 runner on second for the Infernos as Red Noki steps up. If they can get past, well, it'll be Mario's time to shine yet again, but can Red Noki get on base? Slaps it right to Magic Koopa. That's going to be out number 3. Okay. The Infernos lead by 3. This is not a hard-hitting section of the Monsters offense. The Infernos could snag this game and bring the Monsters down to a 6-5 win-loss record, which is unthinkable for this team. Iwata does start off the Monsters offense for the bottom of the 6th with a nice single. Blue Drybones is as ever a consistent hitter. Well-aimed shot to the pocket. Might actually face some interference that will allow Iwata to get some extra. No, it's just a clean double. Iwata on third, Drybones on second, no outs, and that's a scary position to be in if you're an Infernos fan. Goomba steps up, hits it right to Buddy though, who not only snags it out of the air, but throws it to second to catch out Blue Drybones. Quick double play to put the Monsters on 2 outs and clear a scoring runner off the bases. Iwata is still on third, but he'll have to get home off of Koopa's bat or not at all. Koopa smacks it. Heathcliff is right there, and that's out number 3. The Monsters in a dangerous position, down by 3 with 3 innings left to go. They need to make up for lost time. Meanwhile, the Infernos need to stay hot, starting with Mario at the top of the 7th. Quick bullet bill pitch by Bowser. Does force out a strike from Mario, as it always will do. Next pitch, Mario does make contact. That one will run safely foul. Another bullet bill pitch by Bowser. God, he loves these things. And it's a strikeout from Mario. Well, a strikeout against his rival should certainly help things. We're now up to Dante. Dante does smack it for a single. And Koopa keeps his glove on the ball despite the banana to keep it just that. So, 1 out, runner on first. Buddy is up, but Bowser is saying, no, you're not getting past me. Not today. Another start pitch. Not throwing one there, though. Buddy's hit does go straight to third baseman Darkbones. Darkbones to Bowser Jr. to Blue Drybones. Double play. The Infernos, top of the 7th, ends with no points on the board. Back to the Monsters. This inning could lead very quickly to a tie game if it goes long for the Infernos. Bowser's been kept silent so far, but how quiet can he be kept? Well, Paratroopa, not Bowser, caught out by Heathcliff on shortstop. That catch made mildly more difficult by the tip of the ship, but regardless, can the Monsters' game plan come through? Bowser Jr. to Darkbones to Bowser is as scary a threat as ever, and it needs to work now. Contact, but no, Bowser Jr. grounds out. 2 outs on the board. Darkbones. The Monsters need a slap from you. Can he find his mark? First pitch is a curveball strike. Second pitch, down the middle, does lead to a slap, will lead to Darkbones on base. Alright, Bowser. You haven't come up big for your team yet. You're down by 3. Again, you can make this a 1-run game for the second time if you hit it out of the park. No, a slap from Bowser. It's a good aim slap. Actually, Strawberry has a lot of trouble getting the glove on it. Bomb interference. Darkbones is running home. This might be caught out, though. Oh, God. Runner's trying to scramble for it. And thanks to the chemistry between Drybones and Otis, a base running error from Darkbones off a beautiful hit from Bowser not only leads to no run, but leads to the 3rd out. Oh, Bowser's gotta be mad after that one. Boo versus Bowser smacks it. That's a good shot. That will lead to a single from Boo. Alright, Otis, back to you at the top of the Inferno's batting order. Magic Koopa does reel in that shot, though, and quickly turns to double play. That's good news for the monsters. Bowser not being tired yet at the top of the 8th with 2 outs means we should see him on the mound throughout the rest of this game, despite all his star power. And Heathcliff won't change that game plan as he quickly grounds out to Bowser Jr. for out number 3. Alright, monsters, 2 shots left. But they are as far away from Bowser as they can be. Bowser's batter number 6. They're currently at batter number 7, Magic Koopa, after the disaster end to the 7th. They need not just to score points, they just need to accelerate through their batting order and get on the bases. 3 up, 3 out would basically seal their fate here as Magic Koopa's caught out. Awada is caught out by Buddy. Mirror hits to the shortstop and second baseman and 2 quick outs. It's still 9-6. Blue Drybone smacks it, so he does his job. Single for the monsters. That's good news. Problem for them though, Goomba, Koopa, Paratroopa need to show up for the team. Power Block might save the team here, but no! Boo being a floater means that Power Block cannot interfere with the quick throw out, and the monsters will have to make it up in the 9th inning after being shut down 4 in a row. Still, so possible for this monster squad that it's scary. But can they stop the Infernos first? Well, they can't stop Drybones. Quick slap for a single from the dead man. And Strawberry is as hard a customer as ever, but an early charge from Strawberry. Contact. It won't be out of here, but it'll be a relatively simple field from Koopa. Still, though, that extra distance on it means that Drybone successfully reaches 3rd, and we have runners on the corners with no outs. Red Noki versus Bowser. Not a matchup of all time exactly. Magic Koopa catches it out and throws out Strawberry at first, notching 2 quick outs against the Infernos. Bowser versus Mario might be the last Infernos batter of this game. Mario, can you bring Drybones home? Yes, he can. A slap to right field brings in Drybones. Paratroopa again cannot find this ball for some reason. And the Infernos are up by 4 in the 9th inning as Bowser starts to tire. He just needs 1 more out to end this game. Can he find it against Captain Dante? Yes, he can. Dante hits it right to Bowser Jr. That is out number 3, and the pressure is on. The monsters need a grand slam or equivalent to get this game. Koopa, Mario. Koopa smacks it. That's a well-aimed shot. Dante can get his glove on it, but still that's a single, and that's the start of what the monsters need. Paratroopa up next. If Paratroopa can get a single, that's still very, very big danger territory for the Infernos, and Mario knows it. Fireball caught out. Heathcliff, though, plays his role on shortstop beautifully and turns the double play. No more room for error from the monsters. Bowser Jr. versus Mario. Whiffs on pitch number 1. The game could end at any moment. Pitch number 2 smacks it, but Heathcliff, taken off the bench, comes up big in the 9th inning to help with all 3 outs. And the Infernos snag Daisy Cruiser against the monsters. 10-6. What a game from the Infernos to absolutely not just win, but win convincingly against a terrifying Monsters squad. Double MVP for this game goes to Drybones and Dante. What a match for the Infernos, and what a showcase for their possibilities coming closer and closer to the postseason. Is this the roster to do it? They've made a lot of changes. We'll probably see more changes still, but the Infernos are looking good. Get a quick screenshot here for the record books and take a look at the Infernos team. I do like to talk quite a lot about positives of seeing an even score across the board, but it is an even score across the board for the Infernos. It's a big game from Captain Dante, from Drybones, and they both are responsible for leading their team to victory against the monsters. A little bit of weakness in this lineup. I'm surprised to see Otis there, considering, she did such a great job of getting on base to start this game and being the first scoring run. I'm not surprised to see Red Noki having a little bit of trouble, but Red Noki does their best. But still, pretty solid shots from this whole team. Scrambled and Dante both coming up for the MVP scores. I can't argue against it. It's nice to see the Captain Dante, getting MVP. And for the Monsters, their game plan looks shakier and shakier. Bowser Jr., Darkbones, and Bowser could not come up on Daisy Cruiser. Is it just a bad day for hitters? We saw the Rotten Eggs not do very well on Warrior City, but at least they got 2 big homers. And it was the small ball game that couldn't hang. In the Monsters, it was small ball that did them just fine. Oh shit, hang on. One moment. But their big hitter, their big plan that has been so scary to so many teams, Bowser Jr. There we go. You know what? Good enough. Whatever. Bowser Jr. to Darkbones to Bowser does not show up here when they need it. That means that not only are the Monsters further and further away from a bye slot, they actually are down to 6-5 in the records. If they don't win next week, the Monsters of all teams will be down to a 500 win percentage. But still, excellent showing from the Infernos, proving that small ball is a very viable method of play here in Grand Slam Galaxy. Excellent showcase from them on Daisy Cruiser. And we'll head now to our last game, and the game with now the biggest implications for the postseason. The Wilds versus the Revenge. Alright, Revenge, there are now 3 teams with 5 wins. One of them fumbling the rest of the season is becoming more and more likely. But you need to win now, and you need to win against the Wilds. I have to blow my nose so badly that I have to break this iPhone. Actually, you'll excuse me. I gotta go to the bathroom. And I might as well do this before this game, because this game is going to be terrifying. Be right back. Okay. We are heading now into our last game of the Playday. I cannot stress enough. The Revenge are the only team in the league with 2 wins. They have yet to lose against the Wilds, and they have home field advantage. A lot of advantages for the Revenge right now, but the Wilds sit at a 5-5 record. They're on a bit of a hot streak recently, and it's hard to bet against them. The Revenge have chosen to take us to Bowser's Castle, which is a fine enough field, but I will point out, does lack the extra home run defenses that Bowser Jr.'s Playroom do. In fact, if anything, it's easier to score a home run on Bowser's Castle compared to Jr.'s Playroom, because the extra fireball interference in the outfield. Meanwhile, good news for the Revenge, that extra outer wall does mean that hitters like Funky Kong and like Boomerang Bro will be much more liabilities to the Wild's roster than strengths. But the question of this game will be Donkey Kong. If he shows up, and it's a big if, but if he shows up, the Revenge could be left in the dust. Meanwhile, Star Power was taken off of Hammerbow and given to Diddy Kong. The more consistent hitting power deemed necessary by the Revenge coach in this early round to make sure that they get to Hammerbow with runners on more often in the early game. We'll see how exactly it goes. This is our last game of Playday number 11. The Wilds, sitting at 5-5, need every win just to try to keep pushing on towards a more reassuring postseason appearance. And the Revenge need to put the Wilds away for the last time this season in order to keep making their run at a postseason appearance that much more from dream to reality. We head in now to the last game of Playday number 11. What was the result last game? 10-6? 10-6, yeah. Okay. Let me make sure that all the standings are upright. If y'all could not beanball immediately to start off this game, that would mean quite a lot to me. As Tato does actually successfully pop it out to left field to start off this game for the Wilds. That's a good single to start for them. Funky Kong up. I talked about him being a bit more of a liability on a field this big. But no, his ball doesn't be a hot pop fly. It's a low line drive to right field that with extra bomb interference, if Paratrooper wasn't such a good outfield arm, almost certainly would have resulted in a run. But this time, well, Tato has to settle for third base. Donkey Kong now. Early, line drive to center field. Paragoomba. Ollie can't get under it. The fire doesn't help. It's a buddy throw to stop the damage, but the Wilds start off hot with a 1 run to start off the first inning. Wilds are running so hot, it's hard for me to update the scoreboard. Okay. Baby DK now. Very consistent hitter. Pop fly is a little bit too high. Ollie gets under that one. Sends it home safe to make sure that there's no extra skedaddling from the Wilds offense. But there's still runners on the corners, and there's only 1 out. There's a long way out of this inning for the Revenge, and Neru, as the starting pitcher, needs to find it. She'll find just that, as Reggie hits it straight to Hammerbow, who quickly turns the double play by turning it over to Green Magic Cooper at first base for the 2 outs that the Revenge needed. It's a butter stick for the Wilds to start this one off. 1 run on the board. And it's the Revenge turn to play. Brown Critter. Line drives from this player could turn the game on its head quickly. Home run's good too, but that one will run foul a little bit safely. 2 strikes and a slap that does successfully hit the ground in the outfield, leading to a Brown Critter single to start off the game for the Revenge. Can Neru find success? Beep, beep. Who's that? It's Neru with a big hit to left field. This should be caught by Tiny and Dixie. It's not too high. But, well, it's a reminder that any player can hit it high and deep at any time. It's harder to get home runs on Bowser's Castle, but nowhere near impossible. And you know what? I'm starting to really enjoy this Bowser Castle pick for the revenge, if nothing else, because the theming of a boss rush for them to finish this season is surely in the cards. Actually, have they played the Flowers, or who are the revenge playing? Oh god, they're playing the Rotten Eggs in Playday 12. They're playing the Flowers in Playday 13. The double play. They're playing the Monsters in Playday 14. Oh my god. The Revenge have the coolest end to their season possible. Going up against the Rotten Eggs, the Flowers, and the Monsters next. Okay, Boomerang Bro starts off the Wilds on this inning with a quick slap at the top of the second to get on base. But the weak hit from Gray's Shy Guy leads to a double play from third baseman Green Dry Bones. Now clear the bases against the Wilds. Nero now faces down Dixie Kong, whose big pop fly should not be interfered with. King Bomb wants to interfere with it though, and will do just that, disrupting Ollie and allowing Dixie Kong to get a triple off of what should have been a routine pop fly. Tiny Kong could bring the runner in, but no, Brown Critter makes the hero catch to stop the damage and keep the Wilds quiet in the second. Sorry, yes, keep the Wilds quiet in the second. The Revenge now. Hammerbow to Green Magic Koopa to John Wick. Scary set of players to face for any offense, but Hammerbow doesn't have star power anymore. Can he do it in the bottom of the second? That's a big hit. I don't think it'll be high enough, though. Okay. And with a deep breath, Dixie and I believe that was Tato, yes, both think the other person is jumping for it. And don't jump, allowing Hammerbow to tie the game 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. Green Magic Koopa finds a good aim of his own. Dixie Kong has trouble getting on that ball, allowing even the slow Green Magic Koopa to get a double off that well-aimed shot. You want to talk about killer bats though, Mr. Wick. What can he do against Reggie? Charges, but that is simply a fastball on the outside for a strike. Another one, but Mr. Wick makes contact. That ball won't bounce past Dixie Kong this time. It's simply a single to put runners on the corners for Green Dry Bones, and the Revenge have their chance to start running up the scoreboard. Slaps it is Green Dry Bones. Green Magic Koopa safely touches home. Mr. Wick makes it all the way to third, and the Revenge gain a lead. Runners remain on the corner, and there's still no outs in this inning. If these slaps can continue... Oh my god, I forgot about the trade deadline. The trade deadline should have been this Playday. But because I didn't announce it, I guess I have to extend it. When was the trade deadline in the rules again? Let's see. Season format. I never announced the trade deadline for Season 2. Fuck. Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry. I wasn't looking. The Revenge are doing excellent on the offense here. Peridot hit a good hit. Good job, Peridot. I'm sorry. A triple? What the fuck did I miss? I was too busy panicking about my lack of preparation. Paragoomba faces the fastball from Reggie. Ollie can't do it this time, but she will sack for Peridot to reach home, and the Revenge start off great with a quick 4 runs here. That forces a quick switch on the pitcher's mound from the Wilds, and DK is bought in the bottom of the second. Brown Critter. No way. No, his ball will be caught out. Dixie Kong and Tiny Kong remember that they're playing this time and catch out that home run attempt. Yeah, I wanted to call it a sac fly for Ollie, but it wasn't a fly ball. It was just a hit that got caught. And Peridot was fast enough. Diddy Kong, with that extra star power, goes for a big pop fly to left field. There's 2 outs on the board. Power block should not interfere is what I was trying to say. Extra bomb interference. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on a stadium which isn't Peach's Ice Garden, we have an inside the park home run. As Captain Diddy Kong gets an inside the park home run against the Wilds. The Revenge Tour seems to be at least fiery against this team. Hammerburg will be caught out by center fielder Dixie Kong, but the Wilds are getting rampaged over by this Revenge roster. Big hit from Funky Kong. This one actually does want to go for the outside, but Peridot and Ollie are there, and unlike the Wilds defense, they remember to jump for it. Foul number 2 on the evening. Okay, cool. I've realized my mistake with the trade deadline. I'm paying attention again, and I'm here. I'm listening. 2 outs, quick against the Wilds, leaves Captain DK as the lone attacker for the 3rd inning. He does want something, but his first attempt will run foul. Can he do something better on attempt number 2? No, he slaps it into a weak hit to Brown Critter for out number 3. The Wilds are finding nothing, and the Revenge are still up 1-7 in this game. Green Magic Koopa. Soft hit for a single to start off their game now. John Wick faces down. Donkey Kong. Contact. That does go to center field, but Dixie Kong is there again. Or there more perfectly this time for out number 1. Alright, I'm locking in. Green Dry Bones wants to bunt to advance Magic Koopa. That's risky with such a slow runner, but it will work out for him. Okay, Magic Koopa gets to second. 2 outs on the board. Not exactly what you expect from Dry Bones. I mean, a flat-out mistake, some might say. Peridot attempts a star hit, but no. Boomerang Bo is there to reel it in. A good attempt from the Paratroopa, but she's caught out. And the Revenge are shut out in the bottom of the 3rd. Still, though, they can't complain when they're leading by 6. Baby DK faces down Neru. How do you pronounce her name? Neru? Is it Neru, like a horse, or is it Neru? Just say horse or no horse. And thank you for your time. Baby DK does hit a good double to start off this inning for the Wilds, as I think about horses. Reggie faces down Neru now. Watches the pitch straight down the middle. Not great for him. Second pitch will be another pitch, slightly more inside, but he'll catch it this time. It's a good soft hit to center field. That'll put runners on the corners with no outs, and you would expect the Wilds to at least narrow the gap this inning. Can Boomerang Bro start that off? Big pop hit from him. There shouldn't be any interference from Fire, but this will be a pop fly that will bring Baby DK home for the second run for the Wilds. 2-7 scoreline now. Ugh, horses. Sorry, darling. Great Shy Guy's hit goes straight to Hammerbow, who turns to double play, and the Wilds will have to settle for 1. They're down by 5, which is a manageable gap to make up with 5 innings left to go. But, well, they'll have to start in the 5th, and first, they gotta stop the Revenge. Ollie is the first batter for her team in the bottom of the 4th. Pop fly, no item, caught out easy enough by Tato, pending God interfering, and no, he doesn't look down now. He's reading his newspaper, so that'll bring up Brown Critter. What can he do against DK? Look how far DK steps off the mound for his pitch. That's wild. 2 quick strikes against Brown Critter, but he will find pitch number 3 for a well-aimed shot for a single. That's center left field single. Good hit. Nehru, well, learning apparently from the Wilds, decides that she wants to bunt. No, it was the Revenge who bunted last time. The green shell interference, though, lets her safely touch up on the sandbag. And that's a bunt for a single. Runner on first, runner on second for Captain Diddy Kong versus Captain Donkey Kong. The barrel pitch will be hard to hit through. And yeah, no, that'll be a double play to end the inning as Diddy Kong falls for it, slaps it, and his team finds nothing for their efforts in the 4th. God reading his newspaper implies that it's a news fan. He just likes to read the comics. Dixie Kong now versus Nehru. Wild's having a lot of trouble and no fortune from them this time, as Dixie Kong's attempt is caught out. Tiny Kong's attempt caught out in kind of a mirror hit. Dixie Kong caught out by second baseman. Tiny Kong caught out by shortstop. What can Tato do as the Wilds return to the top of their order? Tato catches the slider, does land it successfully in left field. That's a start for the Wilds offense. But Funky Kong needs to avoid a big pop fly that could spell disaster for his team. And it's a big pop fly. It is directly through the fire and the flames, though. Ollie recovers with plenty of time. Dixie Kong is the one to catch it for some reason. And through a strange defensive play, the Revenge successfully shut down the Wilds in the 5th. Okay, they still lead by 5, and Hammerbro looks to want to extend his lead with an early charged hit. No worry about... Oh, I was going to say no worry about a barrel, but the charge is held for too long and is not able to hit through the barrel hit. Alright, that's out number 1 against the Revenge. Green Magic Koopa smacks it right to Boomerang Bro. That's out number 2. Will the rest of this game proceed quickly? Gotta hope not if you're a Wilds fan, but the Revenge would be happy to see it. John Wick faces strike number 1. Next pitch, contact, goes wide. 2 strikes, 2 outs for Mr. Wick. No ice found in his veins as he melts under the pressure. Boomerang Bro fields his grounder. That's out number 3. The Revenge haven't scored since the 2nd inning, but they don't need to. They're the team that's up by 5, and the Wilds on Bowser's Castle can't seem to put up numbers. Can DK start turning that around? Any good contact hit from him is scary enough, but no, his hit will simply land softly in the outfield. It's good for a single, and starting pitcher for the Revenge, Nehru is starting to tire. Baby DK comes to the mound. He smacks it, successfully reaches left field. I thought that throw was going to miss, but Brown Critter stands up just in time to snag it, I guess. Actually, no, that throw couldn't have been to Brown Critter because Diddy would have had bad synergy. Oh my god, the triple play! Reggie's hit goes straight to Green Magic Koopa on first, who simply touches the bag to get 1 runner out, and then throws it to second to get DK out. Clean triple play in 1 throw for the Revenge to bring the Wilds out of the top of the 6th. Now, bottom of the 6th, Green Drybones. Can he continue the Revenge's lead? They haven't had a good offense since the 2nd, but that single will start something. Peridot, the hero who I missed, we'll have to see what she can do now. No outs, 1 runner on, but no synergy between them. She's got 2 strikes now. Outside pitch by DK. Caught, but right to Boomerang Bro means an easy double play. That clears the bases for the Revenge and brings up Ollie. 2 outs, no help on the bases. What can she do against a fight-up Captain DK? She can get a good single. Clean shot up the middle is exactly what her team needs, and she delivers to bring us back to the top of the Revenge batting order for Brown Critter. Another smack by Brown Critter, but this one will find its way straight to an outfielder. Tiny Kong walks under it, brings it in, doesn't even have to take the fireball because Boomerang Bro tanked it for her early, like a simp. Not that would have mattered. She had that one no matter what. 2-7 now, the 7th inning. Boomerang Bo for the Wilds wants to show up big, but his attempt goes just too foul. Second attempt, aimed beautifully to score at least a single. Diddy Kong barely misses the fire, meaning that he's allowed to grab that one. So, it is single for Boomerang Bo, and Gray Shy Guy steps up now. That's a well-aimed shot for him. That's at least a single. Fire interference will come through. Paratrooper... Alright, Peridot does throw it in time, but it's a double for Gray Shy Guy. Runner on second, runner on third, and Nehru is tired. Dixie Kong, her hit stays on the infield, but Hammer Bo is too slow to reel it in to stop Boomerang Bo from getting home. Ground out, but an RBI for Dixie Kong. And finally, Nehru is taken off the mound and Diddy Kong is brought in. There's still a runner on third, so the Wilds could shrink this gap more. But if they want to do it, well, they have to stop Tiny Kong. Gray Shy Guy hesitates on third and allows Tiny Kong to tag up safely on first. Runners in the corners now for the revenge. Infield hits should keep Gray Shy Guy scared, and that's what we expect from a hitter like Tato. But no, her ground hit successfully threads the needle, reaches the outfield, and shrinks the Wilds' gap to 4. This game is very doable for the Wilds, especially if the revenge remain quiet. Funky Kong up now. 1 out on the board. 2 runners on. This is a pretty good opportunity for him. Can Diddy Kong find his way out of his jam? His banana ball seems to think so. But no. Oh. Okay, infield fly. Ground critter does snag it, but the runners have plenty of time to run back. Diddy Kong versus Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong has not hit a home run yet this game, but his team is only down by 3, and he's got 2 runners on. Quick hit, but it runs foul. Dangerous position for the revenge. Contact. It's not high, though, but it is enough. It will be enough to bring in Tiny Kong and shrink this gap down to 2. Runners on the corners. 2 runs down for the Wilds. The revenge need to tighten up and end this inning, or they are at risk at a tie ball game very quickly. And their roster has not found success in a long time in that batter's box. They need to stop Baby DK, who has been so good in the box for his team this season. Diddy tests him with a banana ball. It is good for 1 strike. Second pitch, a little bit more down the middle, but DK hesitates. Again, 2 strikes, another banana ball. Can it be the strikeout? Yes, it is. DK uses 2 star pitches to rescue his team and maintain a lead heading into the last 2 innings. But can the revenge turn it into a comfortable lead? 2 runs is not enough. They need more, so Nehru needs to start off against DK. She'll watch the first bail pitch. Second pitch from DK is simply a whiff. Not even too far. She just misses. Next pitch, she slaps it, but Boomerang Bo reels it in, and that's out number 1. The revenge really needs some offensive pressure here if they don't want to be in the hot seat. Well, technically, I guess the Wilds will always be in the hot seat, but momentum's definitely on their side as Diddy Kong hits it straight to Boomerang Bo for out number 2. Hammer Bo, 2 outs against his team. They still have a lead. He's going for a high-flying ball. There's no star power, but there is synergy. But this one stays enough in the infield that the outfielders don't jump for it. Hammer Bo pulls a Boomerang Bo and lines it up perfectly for a safe hit. Green Magic Cooper swings into a barrel pitch, but the shell stops DK from securing the out. It's now runners on the corners. DK is tired. 2 outs on the board. Mr. Wick, can you bring Hammer Bo home? First pitch is a simple strike. That Bowser statue in the outfield is looking hot, but Mr. Wick found the right slot. Not only that, but the Boo interference stops the outfield. That's 1 run brought in. The statue won't interfere with the outfield, but Green Magic Cooper runs for home, and that's a double for John Wick to extend the revenge back to a much more comfortable 4-run lead. scary position to be in as the Wilds look to have all the momentum, but the momentum stops cold and DK's throwing arm goes cold. He's taken off the mound and Boomerang Bro, who's been so crucial in its shortstop position, is brought into pitch. Still 2 outs on the board against the Revenge, who continue. Their management somehow knows what to say when there's 2 outs. Still though, finally, pitcher's blessing finally comes back to being a thing as Green Drybones just hits it over to Tato in right field to end the inning. The Wilds are back down to a 3-run deficit with 2 innings left to go. 4-run deficit with 2 innings left to go. It's very doable for them, but not off hits like that. Reggie's hit is caught out by Ollie in center field. Boomerang Bo comes up next, and it's a banana ball to try to trick him out, just like it worked against Baby DK, but no bite doesn't matter if it goes over the plate. And a swing and a hit doesn't matter if it goes straight to an infielder. Brown Critter caught out, but with DK starting to tire, could both teams be having pitching troubles? Diddy Kong starting to tire, could both teams be having pitching troubles? Big fly from Gray. Shy Guy won't see any relief from Abu. 3 up, 3 out against the Wilds, and they'll have to do it all in the last inning. But how much will they have to do? That's up to the Revenge now. Bottom of the 8th, 5-9 scoreline. I'm realizing now for the Revenge, I'm very curious. Paratrooper Peridot is caught out by DK in that shortstop position, proving that he can at least play. Okay, 2 of the Revenge's next 3 games are home games at least, which is good for them. Ollie against Boomerang Bow. 1 strike from Boomerang Bow. Ollie hits it beautifully though. The center fielder knows exactly where to hit it for a good shot. That's a single for her. Brown Critter now. Again, the Revenge are up by 4. They're relatively comfortable, but they want to keep piling this damage on, and Brown Critter proves just that with a beautiful hit to left field that not only gets a single, but brings it all the way to scoring position on third. Nehru versus Boomerang Bow. Runner in scoring position. The Revenge could turn this game to out of distance for a grand slam, and they will do just that. The runner on third, Ollie comes home safely. Nehru and Brown Critter on the corners for Captain Diddy Kong, and there's only 1 out. A line drive to left field. Power block interference stops Tiny. Brown Critter doesn't run for home because he wasn't sure if it was going to be caught out. But still, bases loaded for Hammer Bro. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Even if he slaps, Hammer Bro's slaps are really good, but he wants a charge hit. Contact goes high. This one is staying in the infield. It should be a sac fly, but every additional run is disaster for the Wilds, as they now are 6 runs behind the Revenge on Bowser's Castle. Diddy Kong on first, Nehru on second. 2 outs. Green Magic Koopa will end this inning by hitting it right to the second baseman. I hope that shell does. I hope Diddy Kong doesn't get a little bit too mad at whoever fired that shell. Who was it? It was Mr. Wick. Alright. Shit, man. You can't get mad at him. Diddy Kong is taken off the mound for the final inning, but Green Magic Koopa is actually brought into pitch, who's probably the best closer that you can have in this situation. The Wilds are down by 6, and they need to do it in the 9th. Not only that, they need to do it in the top of the 9th, and then stop the Revenge. Dixie Kong does a good job getting on first. Tiny Kong is going for a bunt, which you just do not have the resources at this point in the game to take it out on a bunt. There's no item play for them. Not that it matters when she bunts foul, but she's sticking to it. Slider misses the bunt. Okay. 2 strikes. 1 ball. Tiny Kong swings, which is the best she could do, and she does better than she could on a bunt. Single. She put a runner on first, a runner on second. Dixie Kong and Tiny Kong both hit cleanly to get the Wilds back to the top of their order, and this is looking a little scary. Can Tato avoid the infield? Well, she won't try anything against a slider with that depth. She will swing on the next pitch, but Brown Critter and Hammerbo turn the double play, and now if the Wilds want this, they need 6 runs with no mistakes. Funky Kong on Bowser's Castle Ball number 1 against him. Pitch number 2 is a curveball. He catches it. It'll touch the bricks. It'll bring in Dixie Kong. But Funky Kong is caught out at first. Ollie throws it straight there on a laser to successfully secure the 3rd out. And the Revenge score their needed win on Bowser's Castle to stay in playoff contention. Final score 5-11, and the Revenge don't drop a single game against the Wilds the entire season. A very well played game to them, and MVP honors head to Captain Diddy Kong for, I think, the first time. Oh, it's gotta be the first time this season. Hell, it's the first time ever, I think. Very well earned respects to him, as Diddy Kong's team and the Revenge at least get something. They get a perfect record against Donkey Kong's squad. 5-11 victory is fantastic news for them. Taking a look at the box score here, I'm a little bit surprised Diddy Kong actually got MVP honors. Donkey Kong, of course, was going to get MVP honors for his team if they won. Then again, if they won, they would have scored more, and who knows if it was Donkey Kong who would have done that. Wow. The strikeout is what got Diddy Kong MVP. We will never see a scoreboard like this again. I talk about even ratings across the team, but usually it's 80s, 90s, 100s when that happens for a winning team. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with a 60 rating for the Revenge, which is just perfect comedy. Incredible. This has to be the game where the most players have gotten the same rating. And the fact that Diddy Kong got MVP because of his strikeout that, to be fair, saved the inning it was in, is just the icing on top. You couldn't script this. That's perfect. Wilds, they're not in the danger zone yet. They still have a 5-6 record. But that's got to be a scary loss. And you gotta hope, if you're a Revenge fan, that maybe this will be a sign to come, as the Revenge face a hellish final 3 Playdays to end their season. If they want this playoff appearance, well, they'll need to start that march back right now. At least for right now, they can hold their head up high on one thing. That win was exactly what they needed. They now have a -15 run differential. The Wilds have a -16, so they're at least beating the Wilds in run differential. As there's actually next to no movement on the scoreboard. The only 2 teams that will move from their spot in the standings on Playday number 10 are actually, the Infernos and the Monarchs. Just swapping. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Infernos are ahead of the Wilds now too. Please excuse me. Sorry. So the 3 5-5 teams. Oh, sorry. 2 of the 5-5 teams. No, sorry. We only had 2 teams at 5 wins heading into this Playday. I'm just tired. You'll see what I'm rambling about as I pull the standings up for you right now. And we take a look at how the teams are sitting with 3 Playdays left to go. So, let's take a look at this. Notably, we'll start at the top because that's the least exciting. The Ron Eggs currently sit at a 9-2 record. In order for the Ron Eggs to lose their bye spot at this point, they would have to lose all 3 games, and the Monsters would have to win all 3 games. So the Ron Eggs almost certainly secure a bye spot heading into the postseason, though it's not guaranteed just yet. The Flowers are also in a relatively comfortable position, but they're not so far ahead of the Monsters that the Monsters can't catch up. That being said, the Monsters will have to turn the ship around after a bit of a troubling last couple of plays for them. In fact, double checking, the Monsters, they're only on a 2-game losing streak, to be fair. But in their last 4 games, they've won one of them. So definitely a little bit of trouble for them, going from a 5-2 record to a 6-5 record. They still could make a bye slot, and if they don't make a bye slot, I'm gonna be honest, I think it's gonna be really, really hard for them to have much trouble heading forward. Still though, I mean, okay, I don't really think it's feasible for the Monsters to miss the playoffs. Technically, it's possible if they lose all 3 games and the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge, who at least aren't playing each other, win all 3 of their games. But they would have to lose all 3 of their games, and the Scrambled Eggs and Revenge would have to kill it in all of their games. And the Monarchs, Wilds, and Infernos would all have to get... I think it's mathematically impossible for the Monsters to... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's mathematically impossible for the Monsters to not make the playoffs. So, good enough for them for right now. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, 3 teams sit at 5 and 6. The Infernos, Wilds, and Monarchs. The Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge both sit at 3 and 8. If either of those teams pick up 2 wins, and any of the teams, the Infernos, Wilds, or Monarchs, go quiet for the rest of the season, it is very feasible for them to climb out of this hole and make the playoffs. After all, if the Monarchs go 0-3, they're not winning any tiebreaker. They've got the worst run differential in the league right now. And, well, the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge both win out. That probably wouldn't change. Still, though, let's take a look at it. The Scrambled Eggs don't exactly have an easy path to the playoff. Their final 3 games are against the Monsters, the Infernos, and the Wilds. So the Monsters should make it tough for them, but the Scrambled Eggs at least have home field advantage for them. And the Revenge have the worst last 3 games possible. Next Playday is the Ron Eggs. The Playday after that is an away game against the Flowers. And the Playday after that is a home game against the Monsters. If the Revenge want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to prove it. And they're going to have to prove it against, right now, the best 3 teams in the league. We'll see how the cookie crumbles. Playday number 12 should be, I believe, this Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for Playday number 11 of Grand Slam Galaxy. It's tight. It's tight heading into the last couple of Playdays. I don't imagine it'll come down to Playday number 14 for the playoffs like it did in Season 1, but it still could very well swing that way as 5 of these teams are in very dangerous positions. We'll see how it goes. Actually, real quick, let me check. I'm looking for Infernos versus Wilds, Infernos versus Monarchs, or Wilds versus Monarchs. So the Infernos play against the Monarchs in Playday number 14. And the Wilds play against the Infernos next Playday. So the Infernos play against both the Wilds and the Monarchs. And the Monarchs play against the Wild. Sorry. The Infernos play against the Wilds and the Monarchs. But the Wilds and the Monarchs don't play against each other. Yes, okay. So if the Infernos win 2 of those games, it's scary, scary times. Okay, I have to stop speculating. I have to go to bed. It's 11:15 at night, and I have to go to sleep. So, thank you for joining me for Playday number 11. I will see you for Playday number 12 this Saturday, presumably around 2 or 3 in the afternoon Pacific time. And until then, everybody, play ball. Sorry, I am your commissioner, Willie or won't he? And until next time, play ball. Good night, everyone.